after completely destroying Lord of the Rings with the Rings of Power, Amazon have now set their sights on other franchises to potentially ruin. We've had, at least within the fantasy genre, the Wheel of Time, the Rings of Power, and now we have a God of War adaptation of PlayStation video game gets Prime Video series order. Now, there's many, many reasons why I think this will be total dog shit. And that's because we have similar suspects that have certain ties to specifically the Wheel of Time, and also that being that it's Amazon. From what we've seen of their adaptations so far, it isn't very good. But I think one of the big questions when it comes to adapting games, like, because they're adapting the Norse mythology of the games, and it's just, again, a TV series is not going to compete with a narrative-driven game. We've already seen the story. We've already seen the story, and we've seen the story in a better way than a TV show could offer, for the fact that we are playing as the character for multiple hours. And the same goes with the likes of a Last of Us TV series. The first game, we've already seen that. It's already good. So it's just this idea that, again, adapting things that are already narrative-driven, again, it's never going to be as good as what the actually sitting there playing the game. It's just never gonna be as good as that. But let's see what they're actually doing. We'll see who's involved. Again, similar suspects all the time. But Prime Video has given a series order to God of War, based on PlayStation's hugely popular ancient mythology themed video game. So it's like, yeah, we all know that. So it will premiere on Prime Video in more than 240 countries and territories worldwide. Because, let's be honest, we already knew about all this. I'm pretty sure this came out a while back now, but yeah, they're actually, ordering it now. So yeah, they're not gonna do anything good with it. The series had been in the works at the streamer since March, when Deadline reported exclusively that Prime Video was in negotiations for the property. Written by Mark Fergus and Hawk Otsby. So what you'll notice with the writers is they've actually done some good stuff. They've done Iron Man, good movie. They've done Children of Men, another good movie. But the issue comes when you get to the showrunner, Rafi Judkins, who was the showrunner on The Wheel of Time, another Prime Video disaster. He's going to be serving as showrunner. And as we've noticed with the Rings of Power, is you can have the best writers of all time. If you don't have a good showrunner, your show's not going to go anywhere. It really isn't. We've seen this with the Rings of Power. They've had good writers on the show that have wrote good episodes of Breaking Bad. Yet because of the showrunners, again, you don't have showrunners like you did with Breaking Bad with Vince Gilligan, where if something's not good enough, he's going to tell you it's not good enough. Whereas the Rings of Power, they'll either be, say, no, you can't do that, like vetoing good stuff. So we've seen the power of the showrunner. Really, what writers you have on the show makes no difference whatsoever, does it? It all comes down to the showrunner. And the showrunner in particular, he seems to get a good kick out of pissing off like fans. As he said here, I can't wait to kill surprising people that are going to really pain book fans in their deepest hearts of hearts, but Loyal is not dead in the finale of Season 1. So this is him talking about the Wheel of Time and pissing off the book fans. So that is the type of twat you are dealing with. So I think when it comes to this, it's already dead on arrival anyway. And as I said, this is one of those ones that doesn't really bother me as much because I've already played the games. At least the 2018 one and the recent one, which is already good. I don't need to see an adaptation of that is going to be a downgrade from what I've already experienced. But again, they're adapting something that doesn't need an adaptation. The same goes with The Last of Us. Unfortunately, in that one, they have to adapt the second game as well. So even if we get a good first season of that, the second season's going to be shite. It's one of the ones where you don't want them to adapt it faithfully. So we're already running into issues there. The series follows Kratos, the god of war, who after exiling himself from his blood-soaked past in ancient Greece, stuff we're not going to get to see, because you would think that there's actually more stuff you could do with those games rather than the Norse games, because the original games aren't as narrative driven. They're more gameplay. Hangs up his weapons forever in the Norse realm of Midgard. When his beloved wife dies, Kratos sets off on a dangerous journey with his estranged son. Again, you're just going to repeat what we've already seen, and we've already seen it in a better way. We've actually experienced, we've played as Kratos. So it's just they're never going to be. Again, this is only really going to be for people that I guess haven't played the games. That is about it. But if you've already played the games, it doesn't really have anything to offer you. All it has to offer you is we're going to take this and we're going to wipe our fucking ass with it. That's really all they're offering. The God of War franchise from Sony Santa Monica Studios spans a total of 7 games across 4 PlayStation consoles. The action game series launched in 2005, so we all know this. The God of War is a compelling character-driven franchise that we believe will captivate our global customers as much with its expansive and immersive worlds as its rich storytelling, said Vernon Sanders. This is the same guy, by the way, that claimed that The Rings of Power was a success. Head of global television at Amazon Studios, we are honoured to share in the adventure of exploring the God of War mythology in such a momentous way with Sony Pictures Television. Again, you seem to think you're taking something and adding to it when you're not. I've already experienced the better experience. A TV show, because I'm just watching Kratos at that point. I'm not actually playing as him as well. We're not actually walking about, having conversations and stuff like that. So yeah, this isn't really going to go well. It's probably going to be absolute dog shit. And it's one of those ones I'm not as bothered about because I'm like, I've already experienced the good story anyway. So what Amazon have to offer me, again, as I said, is just we're going to wipe our asses with God of War. That's all it's going to come down to. But yeah, it's not a surprise that Amazon are going to adapt something else. Not looking forward to it. But we'll have to see how it turns out. We'll have to see if this time Rafi Judkins can actually be talented.